The word Lent, at least in English, comes from the Old English lengthen, which may have been influenced by the Dutch word lente or lenten. These words all mean springtime or spring season. They may also be related to the English word lengthen, or to make longer, which is precisely what's happening to the amount of sunshine we get in the Northern Hemisphere these days. The days are getting longer as we move towards the spring. So I think it's appropriate to think of Lent not just as a season of 40 days, but also, as it has been called by others, the springtime of our souls. What a beautiful image for us to meditate on in these first days of our Lenten journey. Often, especially those of us who are Catholic, can get very dour about Lent. It's a penitential season after all. It seems we should feel properly penitential. But if we think of Lent as springtime for our souls, we tap into what the Eucharistic prayers of the Mass remind us is a joyful season in which we prepare to have our minds and hearts renewed. So in this season of spiritual reflection and discipline, we're being invited to reflect on what we're doing with our lives and how God's Spirit might be urging us to newness of vision and new hopefulness. How are our souls brightening, bursting forth in life as we move through this time of spiritual preparation and prepare for Easter? What newness is seeking to be born in us? It can be hard after a long time of suffering and a dark and difficult winter, but always faithful, God gives us the perspective and the power we need to move forward on our journey, to deepen our faith and deeper union with God and others. In today's readings, God speaks to us through the prophet Isaiah and reminds us of how we come to this newness of spirit. It's a veritable checklist of doing charity and justice, of caring for others. And it is a good checklist to remind ourselves of, especially now. Remove oppression and lies. Feed the hungry. Care for the afflicted. Repair the breaches, the brokenness of our lives and our relationships. Restore to prominence in our lives the goodness we have let slide away. Put the work of God at the center of our lives. Rather than doing something temporary and impermanent for Lent, like giving up chocolate or coffee or something we enjoy, this is a checklist we might even print out and keep at our prayer table and return to during this season. We can use it to remind ourselves what we might do each day to really make this springtime of our souls one that changes and transforms us. The gospel shows us that Jesus is the physician of our hearts, minds, and souls. He brings the healing mercy of God to all who follow him. So when we fail at some of the items on our Lenten checklist, we know that he is with us to inspire and motivate us forward and to fill in all the gaps with God's ever-present, amazing grace. Indeed, we're reminded that God is especially close to those most in need of that grace, including so many who are brokenhearted at the losses we have endured this past year. So may this Lent, this springtime of our souls, be for us a lengthening of light in our lives as we journey towards Holy Week and the promise of new life which Easter brings. God give you peace.